So hello everyone, it's Bandit Spurs here for ShareMyCosplay.com, and I'm here at Ottawa Comiccon interviewing Riddle.
Hi, thank you so much for taking the time to interview me.
Well, thanks for interviewing with us. We're happy to see you. We're always happy when we have great cosplayers like you come out to our little nation's capital conventions.
Are you kidding? Well, I'm Canadian, so it's always good to come home to the motherland and eat all the poutine and eat all the dill pickle chips and ketchup chips, and I always bring all this food back with me whenever I can.
So that's it, like you just come here, you do the conventions, and then you stock your pantry up with all the great junk food from Canada.
Suitcase, I was like, all the food in the suitcase.
So do you leave costumes here and just bring junk food back instead?
No, I couldn't do that. I love costuming almost as much as I love food.
So you're wearing Velma from Scooby-Doo, right?
Yeah, totally. It's like a casual Sunday costume.
Like a super comfy costume.
Yeah, usually I try to bring in like the heavy duty. It's Sunday. It's the end of the day Sunday. Usually heavy duty stuff Friday and Saturday, and then a little more casual, a little more relaxed on Sunday.
So what have you been working on?
Lately I've been I have this 2016, the year I'm gonna finish the stuff I've bought stuff for. So it's I have all these drawers full of fabrics and materials and accessories. I was like, okay, I need to actually finish making the costumes that these go with because I've already spent so much money buying it.
Yeah,
so
like an investment, eh?
Yeah, pretty much. You buy hundreds of dollars worth of fabrics, and you're if you don't use them, it's hundreds of dollars you're not using. So right now I'm really excited. I'm working on a sort of a Moulin Rouge Tinkerbell. So it's going to be a corset with lots of crystals and big wings and something really girly and flashy because I don't really do that sort of silhouette style where it's very floofy. I want to do more floofy stuff.
Are you going off of an internal inspiration for that one, or is it something else you found?
No, it's basically internal inspiration. I mean, there's so many Disney crossovers lately that you can find Disney and blank. So I have probably seen some sort of Art Nouveau stuff that's a little bit more inspiration, but it's definitely going to have more volume in the butt area than most Nouveaus. And then one I'm really excited about is Kotobukiya did this Edward Scissorhands design for female Edward Scissorhands, and she looks like a little gothic Lolita with scissors for fingers, and I was like, that is so cool.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah, I was I'm not much into horror, but I do love Edward Scissorhands. So there's that, and there's a couple other projects that I want to do, but I'm those two first.
Yeah.
And then some Final Fantasy VII characters.
Thank you.
I'm a big Final Fantasy fan, and I started buying materials for Yuffie and Tifa. I was I need to finish those and then move on to more Final Fantasy characters.
Yeah.
So
there's such a plethora of different characters to choose from. It's great.
So
you can just go on forever and ever on just Final Fantasy.
I know, and I love the old school 2 and 3. So I don't know. There's too many that I like. Too many Final Fantasy characters. I even like Dagger. I really liked 9. I feel 9 is totally understated Final Fantasy. Everyone's 8 is amazing. I'm we cannot be friends. I do not like Final Fantasy 8.
How I felt about 13.
Ooh, which one? 1, 2, or 3?
Oh, the first one.
Oh, yeah, it didn't get any better.
That's a story for a different
Oh my gosh.
So cosplay is one of your big passions.
Yes.
You're obviously very into it, and you're really good at it. And
thank you.
It brings in many different things. You're working on your cosplay for a cause calendar.
Yeah.
And we were talking to Monica about it. It sounds like a really amazing project. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about it?
I would love to talk about it. Basically, the first iteration was when the tsunami hit Japan, and you saw this just absolute disaster in Japan, and Japan's been such a huge influence on my life just with cosplay, its culture, its food. I went there and I met the most amazing people there, so I wanted to do something to help, and I donated and I raised money on my own card, but I was like, you know what, I'm going to get cosplayers from all over the world who are obviously inspired by cosplay, and I'm going to make a calendar, I'm going to sell it. And so we did that, and we raised $30,000 for the Japanese Red Cross. So every year I try to do a different charity and involve different cosplayers. So one year we did the Filipino Red Cross. Another year we did American Red Cross with sort of a classic pin-up on first responders. And this current project, it's been a long time in the works because it's very involved. It's got 17 cosplayers, and it's all superheroes with animals, all live animals. Everybody had to find the animal, find the photographer, make the costumes. A lot of girls made costumes specifically for the calendar. Yeah, including myself, where I did Squirrel Girl because I do the squirrel rehabbing, and I
all know how much you love
Oh my gosh, it's people I think are pretty sure I like squirrels more than costuming. It's gonna be my old lady retirement hobby for sure. But I just wanted to help animals on a global level, and so this project is super important to me, and I'm really proud of what we created as a team, everybody involved, and then just how supportive the whole community and all our fan base has been just buying the calendar. And so it's a really great feeling to know that cosplay, you can give back. Sometimes it's a very shallow, very surface hobby. It's about the love of the character, but you can kind of take all of that and also do charity. Like, I love when people visit hospitals. The 501st does amazing work. There's a group over here who's raising money for Children's Hospital, and even now, later this evening, I'm going to try to shoot a print for the Canadian Red Cross for the Fort McMurray fires, because just the amount of devastation that's happening. And I mean, I don't always want to be like, I'm only going to do charity when there's a devastation, but it's just great to give back, and it's great to allow people to participate, even just by buying a product and being able to donate in that way.
So based on the success of these past 2 years, you're probably going to do it again next year, right?
I would love to. It's just, it is a lot of work, because most of the time it's like Monica will help me like pack them, or like local girl.
It's a lot of handwork for yourself.
A lot of, I'm wrangling all the girls, wrangling the photographers, and trying to just get everybody to talk together, get the website, talk to the printer, and then I do all the shipping. And so I'm really super fortunate that both Monica and a couple other girls have been really great about bringing the calendars to their tables at cons and selling them on behalf of Cosplay for a Cause, because it's a lot to ask. I know a lot of these girls, this is what they do as a source of income, or to make extra money, and the fact that they're willing to put a calendar out, and that they're excited to be involved with, and that they're just trying to help raise money and get the word out there about the project we're creating. And I hope it also encourages other cosplayers to make projects with their friends, because it is a group of my friends. It's all my friends in the calendar. I picked them all because I know they would help get the word out, and I can hassle them if I need to. Like, I have all their numbers. I can give them a hard time if I'm like, hey, I need you to do this thing, or get on that picture, or send me this. So it's the fact that they all trust me to sort of basically, and they trust Cosplay for a Cause to be a representation of them, because sometimes image can be really important when you're basically your image is your brand. So and it's really flattering that everybody involved in the calendar is cool with that.
Well, we're definitely supporting you.
Oh, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, seriously, the community, like how much they get behind it and how excited they are about it, it really means a lot. And I know it really means a lot to everybody involved in the calendar.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
Yes, we want to sell all the calendars, so we have a huge amount to donate to the Wildlife Conservation Society. I mean, they even recognize what we're doing and acknowledge what we're doing. And so, they acknowledged on Twitter, so that's really sort of a cool feeling that they're like, hey, we know you guys are supporting us, thank you so much. So, and if you can't support us through the calendar, feel free, get the word out, anybody watching this, or go and support your local, humane society or animal rescue, or just donate your time to any charity. I think there's a lot going on that we can all donate a little time to help somebody or help an animal that's less fortunate. I'm getting all teary-eyed.
Well, then, moving on to something that's more floof, I guess. What games are you playing right now? What are you really into?
It's so weird. I'm so trying to get costumes done that I haven't had a chance to play a lot of games, and it's so I'm watching a lot of Netflix and a lot of Amazon Prime, but when I travel, I've been playing a lot of Fire Emblem Birthright. It's my first Fire Emblem. I'm a newbie. I was playing Final Fantasy Explorers, but I wasn't too keen on that. I'm really excited to when Overwatch starts, it reopens up, and then now that the beta's closed, that you can just buy it and play it. Oh gosh, I feel like a poser. But no, I mean, I really want to play Uncharted very badly. The game that's been consuming my life is Sailor Moon Drops.
Really?
Yes. It is a free game for your phone. It's like Candy Crush with Sailor Moon characters.
Oh, that sounds fun. I like the sound of that.
It is the most frustrating and addictive game. We were playing in our hotel room last night. I was like, I'm pretty sure this is what being addicted to drugs is like. It's like, I hate this game. I know it's not good for me. I know I should be doing other things, but I can't stop. And it's just so much swearing is involved. But when you finish it, you're like,
swearing at Sailor Moon.
I know. She does this thing when you're losing. She's like, so no. And I'm like, Sailor Moon, shut up. So she's so disappointed in me. But it's an amazing, cute little game you can get for your iPhone. And I'm not being paid to endorse it. I am literally like,
Legitimately like it.
any Sailor Moon fan should definitely check it out. It is, oh my gosh. I want to say it's not easy, but it's
fun.
it keeps you going. Yeah, seriously, it's a great thing to have on your phone.
What other conventions are you going to be going to? Do you know anything that's confirmed that you can tell?
Yeah, of course. Of course. I plan on going to, next month I have MomoCon in Atlanta, and then I have a German convention in Stuttgart, and and then I have Awesome Con in Washington, and then I have another con in Las Vegas later in the year, and I have a couple more international conventions that I'm working out as well. I almost like book in seasons. Like, I haven't booked a lot of the fall stuff. I'm trying to keep my fall open for work. But, like, I have some other cons I'm talking to that I'm really excited about. And I'm hoping to go Dragon Con, obviously trying to hit up San Diego and New York, too. Just basically, I'm really trying to do a good number of cons, more than I planned, just so I can get the calendar out there, bring it to tables, because a lot of people, you know, they want to see it or they don't know about it, and if they see it and are able to flip through it, they'll pick it up. So I think having it like at cons really helps.
Really tactile.
Yeah, exactly. They'll see all the animals, and then I'll give them like sad eyes, buy the calendar, and then they buy it, hopefully.
Well, thank you so much for doing this interview with us.
Oh my
We're
gosh.
really excited to see you at all the rest of the conventions that you're going to this year,
Thank you.
and hopefully we can have more interviews and hear all of your amazing
Anytime,
projects.
Anytime you guys want to interview, just come on by, and I totally appreciate you taking the time, and I love Child of Light. This was like one of the few games where I'm like, I need 100%.
So thank you so much. We're here at Ottawa Comiccon, and we're going to see you at the next conventions, everyone. Bye-bye.